Good morning, Denham Springs and all parts beyond. It's your Dawn Deacon again. Today is Thursday, Thankful Thursday, July the 9th, 2026, 14th week in Ordinary Time. Yesterday we learned about the loving patience that God has for us. Today we are shown his gentle, loving heart. A side of God we don't always see in the Old Testament. Another point that makes God's holiness so different from ours. In our first reading today, God reveals his tender, loving heart. Through Hosea, he says to Israel, I will not give vent to my anger. I will not destroy Ephraim again. For I am God and not a man. I'm God. I'm better than this. Just better than just seeking revenge. We would think that God, being all-powerful, being the all-powerful one that he is, that he would be more demanding and vengeful, like many of those with earthly power. And we often see God portrayed in this way in the Old Testament. It's a God we should be afraid of, afraid to offend. The New Jerusalem Bible says about this passage today that God's transcendence is strongly emphasized. But unlike many other ancient texts, here it is divested of all terrifying aspects. It is expressed in terms of love, the love that one would have for a baby. He says, as a child, I loved him. As one raises an infant to his cheeks, so I held Ephraim. God's holiness shows itself in tender compassion and forgiveness, not in anger or retaliation or destruction, as we might do if we were as powerful as God. God is patient and waits for us. He wants to love us, not threaten us, because he desires man's life, not his death. He desires peace, not stress. The gospel passage indicates the attitude Jesus' disciples should take on their mission. They should bring peace to the world, to the people, the peace the angels announced in Bethlehem, the peace that Jesus bestowed on his disciples when he said, peace be with you. Jesus has a particular interest in peace, because it is through his death and resurrection that he brought to fulfillment his Father's plan, his plan to bring reconciliation and peace to all of mankind. Jesus sends his disciples out saying, cure the sick, raise the dead, cleanse the lepers, drive out demons. As you enter a house, wish it peace. If they accept it, his peace will remain there. If they don't, it will come back to you. They were called to bring the announcement of salvation and healing to the Israelites. They were called to extend a greeting of peace. We are called to imitate God's holiness, to have patience with those who are struggling, to have a loving heart for everyone, not just babies, and to welcome the Holy Spirit into our hearts so that we can bring the peace of Christ to others. We are called to become childlike, to return to, we're called not to become childlike, but to return to being childlike. Our homework today is to take time to go over meditate on this little passage from Hosea and remember your childhood. Remember the happiest times of your life. Remember the people who gave you that happiness. This is what God is offering you today. He wants to take you into his arms and love you and hold you. All we have to do is let him. Think about it. Think about your childhood. Think about the happy times. This is what God is offering you today. Someone who loves you and cares for you. Till next time, that's about all we have for today. Till next time, stay safe and God bless.